There is no broad single principle to unravel the combined complex nature of humans, but through brilliant observation and concrete understanding of internal process of human universal nature, unique to self, via transforming unconscious to conscious spiritual status of the Cheetah, will unravel the secret, who I am. Who am I? Understanding universal nature of physical body and the mind. In our first video, the three elements of energy human beings are made of the physical body, the conscious mind, and the unconscious mind, which is also known as Cheetah. It is important to understand whether I refers to the physical body, the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, or all three together. Therefore, we must delve into the details of understanding the body, and how it functionally correlates with the conscious and the unconscious minds.
The human body begins to form through the combination of two energies, male sperm and female egg, resulting in a distinct genetic composition that eventually enters into a stage called an embryo. When the heart of an embryo starts to pump blood and the brain gets its electrical and chemical functionality. Usually by the 6th of August weeks of life. At this point mother's suitable chemical signals run to the fetus through bloodstream identified by the fetus brain produce similar chemical composition. This connects with the suitable condition of an unconscious or spiritual mind which already exists in the universe and eagerly waiting to be connected with a suitable and compatible state of conscious mind. And this is where the commencement of the conscious mind starts. All three energy compositions then progresses through the development of a new life, ultimately entering the world as a newborn.
As we described earlier, when the brain receives its blood supply, its function and emergence of the conscious mind take place through the information it receives. Initially, the mind's information is basically built up on the biophysiological mechanisms of the fetus and mother. As we are born and exposed to the physical world, our conscious mind becomes more complex as it receives more and more information. In order to achieve the full capability of conscious and spiritual elements, it is crucial for bodily functions based on the brain, nervous system, and chemical balance to be maintained under ordinary conditions. Therefore, it is important for us to understand the human body and fulfill its needs without causing inconvenience for ourselves or others. Our information system of mind can affect bodily functions in various ways. When it comes to bodily functions such as food habits, waste elimination, and genetic processes, they are often influenced by individual and cultural thought processes rather than what truly needs to happen. When we feel hungry, our body activates pathways to signal the brain and switch on energy-saving modes until we eat. This process generates thoughts about what we need to consume. Once we've eaten, the body's mechanisms return to its ordinary state, and the mind shifts to other thoughts. It's also important to fulfill bodily needs without causing trouble to yourself or others. Depends on environmental factors where your mind and body stays.
Brain, the most crucial structure of a human's body, is the organ that runs our analytical ability and uses most of the energy provided to the body. Understanding reality through evaluation, interpretation, and exploration of our own thought patterns requires healthy brain function, which is more energy-consuming than usual thought processes. As human beings, we are composed of three types of energy that are constantly changing, interacting with each other in various ways, shaping our unique thinking patterns and strengths, and all three elements are interconnected and correlated, which makes ourselves more difficult to understand. For example, what is happening in our basic organs are correlated with what's happening in our mind. If we feel angry or anxious, our heart rate and blood pressure will increase. Breathing rate will go higher, increasing sweating, and pupils become larger. When the mind is relaxed, The heart and relevant organs will function at their baseline patterns and rates. The heart rate, breathing, hormones function, and everything else will change based on our thoughts and biological requirements. These changes depend on which nervous system, sympathetic or parasympathetic, is activated upon our thought patterns.
The physical body is designed to safeguard the human genes, and is like a flowing stream, constantly changing and smoothly transforming from one state to another. Since the body is built through a biological process of someone else's genes, it cannot be considered as I. However, most of the time bodily function is under the power of mind. Also, body and mind cannot be separated. In order to achieve eternal happiness, we need to have a comprehensive understanding of the real functionality of three elements: body, consciousness and chitta, or unconscious mind. Consciousness is the foundation of thought and memory, behaving like a flowing stream that transitions smoothly from one thought to another. It represents the awareness in most of the experience, gaining external information through the body's senses, such as from eyes, ears, tongue, skin, and nose, as well as from the consciousness itself.
It's fascinating how even though all human bodies are mostly similar, 100 people can perceive an incident or object in 100 different ways. Some might find it beautiful, while others find it ugly. Some may see it as good, while others see it as bad, happy, or unhappy. Some may not even notice it at all. What might be causing this difference?
Can you imagine an incident that has already occurred? So people around the situation should see the same thing, unless they are blind. However, the way the stimulus runs to the brain via the nervous system activates the unique thought processes, powered by individuals' conscious mind and unconscious minds together. This individual uniqueness is what makes each person's perception different. On the other hand, for some people, the same incident may not make any sense at all. This example raises a question: do our eyes truly perceive? Or do we comprehend that visual perception is a result of the interconnected processes of our brain and mind?
The nature of consciousness is non-local, as the molecules of your body are recycled everywhere and cannot be localized. It does not have a specific location in space and time, making it eternal and timeless. You are not the consciousness, rather, it is a continuous flow process that associates with the information obtained from the external world and the consciousness itself limited to the current life.
When you calmly explore these thought patterns, you will begin to question if consciousness is truly conscious. Is consciousness truly our own? Or is it inherited from a predetermined pattern? It seems the mind is limited to the information and knowledge and memories we have acquired in our current life, which is influenced by predefined algorithms of the information system. The preconditioned unconscious mind, known as chitta, merges thought patterns to make them stronger and to gain benefits for its conditions. The bodily functions and activities depend on these intertwined processes of the mind and unconscious mind. Our ultimate goal is to transcend the conscious mind beyond the current information system to the reality that is not subject to constant change, and to transform the true self into unique conditions of love and wisdom, which are static. So far, we have discussed the universal nature of the physical body and conscious mind. Now, we will explore the unconscious mind, or chitta, and delve into its correlation with the body and conscious mind in terms of finding real self. When a thought arises in our consciousness, the state of the unconscious mind, or conditioned unconscious mind chitta, connects with it and empowers the thought to enter our embodied relational process. This process manages the flow of dynamic energy and information throughout our brain and nervous system, controlling, maintaining, activating and changing the ecosystem of living beings and their biological and physical activities. This empowerment strengthens the relevant conditioned chitta and reinforces its current state. This process continues endlessly as each state of conditioned chitta eagerly awaits strengthening. The unconscious mind, or spiritual chitta, is a form of energy conditioned to appear and act as 30 or more different basic conditions, such as liking, dislike, anger, cheat, authenticity, happiness, jealousy, ego, superego, analysis, intuition, love, and wisdom. Those basic conditions energize the mind and eventually the body in terms of achieving goals. When you explore deeply, you might see throughout our life we have generated 1,000,000 different thoughts, 1,000 different actions based on these basic and constant conditions. These conditions never change, and have been coming from the infinite by reinforcing its current state continuously. For example, if you like to eat lollies at the age of 10, when you weighed about 30 kilograms, were 4 feet tall, and were in grade 5, and now at the age of 30, weigh about 65 kilograms, are 5.9 feet tall, have a science degree, and may like to eat cakes instead of lollies, the state of your chitta is still coming up as liking. This means that the state of your chitta has not changed, and is still remaining as liking since it started.
In the example mentioned above, the physical body and consciousness are constantly changing, while the state of the unconscious mind or spiritual chitta remains constant. For example, when you become angry for a reason, it causes changes in your body functions and conscious mind to align with the current condition of the unconscious mind. This stimulates the control of the physical body and conscious mind accordingly. In this situation, the anger is perceived as I. Therefore, we can come to an assumption that the definition of who am I depends on the current functional state of the unconscious mind or the spiritual chitta, which controls both the physical body and conscious mind.
Is the goal I am? It's essential to envision constantly setting different goals every second to achieve a more meaningful and happier life in the future. However, we are often painfully aware of the gap between our imagination and reality, which can lead to feelings of frustration and unhappiness. When moving toward our set goals, we need to take certain steps and follow specific processes. For example, we need to acquire the knowledge and information necessary to start and move forward toward our goal. Even if we have gathered all the required knowledge and information, we still need to find a driving force, or the energy empowerment to move forward and achieve the goal.
The goal might be pursuing a degree, earning a promotion, having a completed family, or even a simple day-to-day task to achieve. Once a goal is set, the mind becomes focused on achieving it, and the thoughts and actions align towards that goal. The unconscious mind adapts to run this journey, holding its power as the energy controller. This ongoing cycle requires us to constantly set new goals, even if we haven't yet reached the previous ones.
Throughout the process of achieving a goal, the physical body, consciousness, and the unconscious mind or spiritual chitta constantly evolve. The sense of I am is also present in the pursuit of the goal. Once the goal is achieved, the sense of I am also ceases to exist in relation to that goal. Afterward, a new goal will emerge, creating a recursive pattern, as long as the sense of I am continues to exist within you.